Well, hi there. Warm welcome. You're watching Times Now's Blueprint Explosive Exclusive, and I'm Meghna Deka. Well, today is going to be one of the steps towards the realization of a 550-year-old dream to get Ram Lalla back home. That's right. The countdown is on for the grand inauguration of the Ayodhya Ram Mandir, which is going to happen, the consecration ceremony, on the 22nd of January. The preparations are, of course, on in full swing with the mega event. The Ram Janmabhoomi Tirtha Kshetra Trust has begun sending out the invitations to eminent personalities from all walks of life for this auspicious ceremony. Now, the Modi government has also made a massive statement of intent. This is a mandir for one and for all, and it is a pride of the entire nation. The Ram Mandir Trust had sent out invitations to top leaders in the opposition as well, and this includes Sonia Gandhi, Mallikarjun Kharge, Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary and also Arvind Kejriwal. Now, Times Now has learned that the leaders of some of these constituents of the NDA bloc have also been invited, and this includes CPI's D. Raja, Sitaram Yechuri of the CPIM. Then you have the trust inviting former Prime Ministers Dr. Manmohan Singh and H.D. Devegowda, as well as former President Pratibha Patil. The BJP says that it's time to shed the colonial past mindset that has delayed the construction of the temple and to embrace our own culture.
भगवान राम के मंदिर का निर्माण का जो स्वप्न भारत के लोग पिछले 500 साल से देख रहे थे और हमारे अपने संविधान की मूल प्रति में, लेकिन भगवान श्री राम के मंदिर के पुनर्निर्माण के लिए जो 500 साल से प्रयास चल रहे थे और उसे राजनीतिक महत्वाकांक्षाओं के चलते हुए, मजबूरियों के चलते हुए जिस तरह से निरंतर रोकने के प्रयास किए गए थे, आज माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी के नेतृत्व में, उनके मार्गदर्शन में राम मंदिर के निर्माण का मार्ग न केवल पुनः प्रशस्त हुआ है, अपितु करोड़ों करोड़ लोगों के आस्था का केंद्र के रूप में भगवान श्री राम का मंदिर 22 जनवरी को जो है मूर्ति स्थापना के साथ में काम उस दिशा में आगे बढ़ेगा.
Well, of course, after the invites, there has been a massive face-off as well politically, where you have the BJP saying that it's time that everyone embraces Ram and Ram Mandir. But the ball, of course, is in the opposition's court. The invitation, of course, appears to have put some of the constituents in a tough spot. While the Congress and the other opposition leaders are yet to officially respond to the invitation, BJP says that some parties have once again questions even the existence of Ram in the first place. How do we expect them to accept Ram now? Listen in.
We are continuing to save democracy. There is time for puja and other things. For us, saving democracy is the most important thing.
जब ईश्वर एक है और निमंत्रण दिया है तो आना चाहिए उनको. मुझे लगता है कि रिस्पॉन्ड इसलिए नहीं कर रहे हैं या नहीं आए, उसके पीछे कारण ये होगा कि मुस्लिम वोटों की तुष्टीकरण करने के लिए जो सो कॉल्ड सेकुलर पार्टी अपने को कहती है, उस वोट बैंक से डरती है.
मुझे पूरा भरोसा है कि हम लोग इसको ये तो कोई किसी पार्टी का ट्रस्ट तो है नहीं, इसमें हमें जाने में क्या आपत्ति है. और सोनिया जी तो बहुत पॉजिटिव इस मामले में. निमंत्रण मिला है, या तो वो जाएंगी या डेलीगेशन हमारा जाएगा.
हिस्सा तो लेना चाहिए, जो कि मुझे नहीं लगता ये लोग लेंगे, क्योंकि लोगों ने तो प्रभु राम को तो नकारा ही, कभी स्वीकारा ही नहीं. तो 65 साल इनका राज था, मंदिर बन गया होता. आएंगे तो नहीं, लेकिन हमारे मोदी जी का दिल बड़ा है, वो तो बुलाएंगे सबको. और प्रभु राम का द्वार है, आएंगे तो सद्बुद्धि पाएंगे लोग, और इन लोगों को इस वक्त सद्बुद्धि की बहुत आवश्यकता है.
Now remember, the consecration ceremony of the Ram Mandir comes months ahead of the crucial 24 elections. Now, what really is the significance does BJP's development work in Hindu pilgrimage sites have in the run-up to 2024 elections? Well, let's tell you about some of the development projects which have been coming in. In fact, we are going to go through each one of them. Of course, one of the biggest, most ambitious projects is the one which started in 2020. This was to ensure that there is a Ram Mandir. The aim was the construction of the Ram Mandir at the Ram Janmabhoomi, and it is something which has consistently been part of BJP's manifesto and their entire election campaign as they have led up since 1989. The project, of course, was that. Of course, Then you have from March 2019, the project which they began was to restore the link between Ganga and the temple. The first phase of this was completed in 2021. This is, of course, which shows the kind of cost at the cost of 800 crore rupees that the NDA had vowed to pour in to ensure that this link happens. What happened about the Kashi Vishwanath Corridor? Let's get you the details of that as well. In March 2019, you had this link being restored between the Ganga and the temple. This goes to show the kind of commitment that the BJP has shown. Let's also remind you of the Kedarnath Dham as well. You have the project which started in 2014, right after the BJP had come to power. The aim was the restoration of Kedarnath complex post the 2013 floods which had devastated the entire area. There is also, of course, the great Mahakal project which has been undertaken by the BJP as well. This is all, remember, right ahead and in course for the 2024. The aim then was to make Ujjain a global tourist destination, to draw tourists towards it. The project status is one of the 2 phases have been completed in 2022. The others are currently on. The cost incurred in this is 856 crore rupees. So let me go across to Charu Pragya, who is joining us, spokesperson of the BJP. Rohan Smitra also joining us, a political analyst. Charu, I'm going to come to you first, because if we look at the list of the invites, and this is something that the Prime Minister had also said, that it's not just Ram for one, it is Ram for all. It's Sabke Ram, a figure of unity. Do you think Ram is finally going to unite and bring even the opposition together on the day of the consecration?
Good evening, Meghna, and Jai Shri Ram to everyone. This is a time where the whole nation is going to celebrate. It doesn't matter what someone's ideology is. It doesn't even matter what religion they follow. What is important is that after 550 years, Ram Lalla is coming home. And this is a day which I'm looking at it like the original Diwali. I'm sure the whole world was celebrating like this all those years ago when Bhagwan Sri Ram came home. We are excited. Today, actually, the countdown really begins. It's just 30 days till Pran Pratishthan at the Mandir, and I'm very excited. At the same time, though, I'm aware that opposition parties in our country, unfortunately, have put aside Bhagwan Sri Ram. They have made sure that every single problem that could be put in the path to the construction of this temple was put there, from completely negating the existence of Lord Sri Ram to now trying that the Supreme Court should not even hear the case and complete it in time. They tried everything. Today, I hope that during the inauguration of the temple, everyone comes. This is a glorious day. It's not just a day which we are celebrating in India. It is a day the world will celebrate. I have goosebumps just talking about it. That's how high my excitement is.
But I'll put that question to you, the second one. But also, let's also look at the kind of association.
And, Meghna.
Okay. Okay, Charu, fine. Finish your point.
Very, very quickly. See, we have noticed that for all these years also, like I said, politicization has happened of Bhagwan Sri Ram. I can only be positive at a time like this and hope that they all make the time to come for the inauguration. Because let me assure you, crores of people would love to be there if given half a chance. And what kind of an ideology do you have that you just push it aside and say, I don't want to be there just because it's being built?
So will it turn into a political slugfest? Rohan Smitra, let's also remind our viewers how in 1967 you had Indira Gandhi who had gone to Ayodhya. That time she had gone to campaign there for Vishwanath Kapoor ahead of the elections, of course. 1989, Rajiv Gandhi himself had gone there and he had sought votes in the name of Ayodhya and the name of Ram. You had Rahul Gandhi who had gone to Ayodhya in 2016 as well. He peddled Congress's, at that time, the soft Hindutva push. He was seen in the right avatar at that time. 2019, Priyanka herself had gone to Ayodhya. She had wooed the Hindu voters across Uttar Pradesh, and we all remember the kind of visuals which came out of her doing Aarti as well. So Rohan Smitra, here's the question. Do you think the Gandhis, their own India alliance partners, some of them including the SP chief, even let's say Stalin, whose Netas have over the years maligned Ram and the image that they have projected, insulted him? There are police cases against them as well. Do you think they should also be part of the consecration ceremony?
Good evening, Meghna. First of all, this whole nation that, the leaders, I can't speak of the DMK, I can't speak of the SP, I can't speak of the other parties, what their leaders or their decision makers are going to take. as far as I know, as far as I saw your beat on Mr. Digvijay Singh, what he said, Mrs. Sonia Gandhi has been invited. And I guess if for health, like we know that Mr. L.K. Advani and Murli Manohar Joshi, who are like thespians of this movement, they were told not to come. So Mrs. Gandhi's health hasn't been the best over the years. So if she doesn't go, I'm sure that she'll send senior representatives of the Congress party is going to stay away from this celebration of the Ram Mandir being opened, because this is a verdict which has come out of the Supreme Court of India, and the Supreme Court is the maximum court of the law in this country. If the Supreme Court thinks that the Ram Mandir should be built at Ayodhya, so be it. So the Congress party and its leadership will take its decision. The trust has invited Sonia ji, invited Kharge ji, invited Adit Chaudhary ji. I'm sure the Congress senior leadership will be there, and they will be there. I can't speak of what Mr. D.N.K. Stalin and his party and what they are going to do about it. I'm sure Mr. Akhilesh Yadav or
Charu Pragya doesn't seem to agree quickly. Charu, he says he can't speak about Stalin, and let's not forget Akhilesh and the kind of Netas they've had in the past, but Congress will send some kind of representation, he is very sure.
Some kind of representation is unfortunately not good enough, because while you refused to speak for Stalin, you felt very comfortable backing up the statements of Stalin Jr. when he was abusing Sanatan, when he was degrading all Hindus.
Charu Pragya,
there were two very tall
defending Stalin Jr. They haven't been, and if you've seen the DNK
Yes, they were. May I please finish? I'll give you names. May I please finish? Rohan, I didn't interrupt you. Rohan.
Okay, so his point is that Stalin Jr. has also himself apologized for the remarks. But Charu, quickly complete your point. We're running out of time.
In my mouth. I have been very.
And how many times did he repeat that he meant every single remark? And how many times have Congress leaders like Karti Chidambaram and Priyank Kharge retaliated that whatever Stalin Jr. said was absolutely
so there
right?
you have it. This more or less sums up the kind of political slugfest that we've always seen, the Rajniti over Ram that we've always seen over the years. At the end of it, you have the Congress, the top brass may or may not be saying, but also there are several of the lieutenants who have come out and made rather uncharitable comments about even the Ram Mandir after the Supreme Court verdict which had come out. But also the BJP is now saying that you had anyway shunned Ram and you have maligned Ram, so why would you now turn up? We'll have to wait and see if Ram can actually be that unifier that perhaps India needs. We'll have to wait and see for that. Thank you so much, Charu Pragya, as well as Rohan Smitra, for joining us here on the show. With that, a short break.